Hi there, Happy New Year. Let's start with the disclaimer as usual. This is for educational and research purpose only and not financial advice. Please always seek financial advice from your local registered financial professionals. So let's start with Ripple. This is the daily chart of Ripple, and last week we talked about a wedge drawn by this purple and this orange line, and by textbook education or theory it means a bullish pattern. And indeed on the 1st of January the price broke out and then it climbed for 3 days, and today it's struggling at around $2.40. And one thing we have to take a look is the pattern right now. So if I draw a line over here, these two purple lines form something like a flag pattern. So whether indeed this pattern is going to work and the price is going to go further up, making or reaching the last height or making a new high, we have to observe for a few more days. If not, obviously the price can go in this purple channel up and down, just going slightly downwards. It's not exactly sideways, but it can develop that way. That's how it can develop in terms of the daily chart. But if we go to the let me change the visibility of the purple line so it won't affect what we're going to see in the weekly. So in the weekly, we already talked about, like, based on the Wyckoff method, we had our automatic response, and this week is probably a second test whether it would develop into an upthrust higher than the buying climax. We don't know yet. As far as for this week, there's only 1 day and 2 hours left, basically tomorrow, Sunday, unless there's some very good news coming out. Otherwise it doesn't seem like we'll surpass the buying climax this week. So we have to take a look at what happened in the coming weeks. And in terms of the volume bar, it's way lower than the past couple of weeks when we had those bars reaching the buying climax. So that's how it looks like in terms of weekly chart, and it's still early stage in the Wyckoff pattern. However, last time it did not last too long after the upthrust. So almost immediately after the upthrust, well, the first week was a narrow price range bouncing, but then the next 2 weeks was a very huge drop last time in 2021. And in terms of the monthly chart, so this is the first time in the past few weeks I come to this monthly chart. Not that it's very indicative for Ripple for the time being, but for coming sessions for Solana, Ethereum, and Bitcoin, it will be more indicative. And what I'm going to say is, this is the first time we see 3 consecutive monthly candles for Ripple, and it didn't happen in the last time in around 2018 and 2021. In terms of volume, we are still early. There's still more than 27 days left for this volume bar, so we can't tell exactly how it's going to evolve. But last month is there's some message from the candle coming out from last month. So here we can see the peak was around $2.90, and it dropped all the way back to close to $2.10 before it come to a close. Hi Erickson. Just saw your message. Thanks for joining. So this one here depending on how it goes, if the volume is really low and the price is like having a huge surge like this one, it's not a good sign. Basically, there's little supply, but a lot of people are fighting for it, whether it's FOMO or whatever that is. And there's one more thing that's important, is Ripple and Solana isn't like Ethereum and Bitcoin with a lot of or more ETF access than before now. So they're still pretty much more or less like last two rounds. So we have to be very, very careful and closely monitoring how it develops. But monthly bars aren't like as speedy as the daily or the weekly. So depending on whether you're a swing trader or day trader, if the tide really turns in terms of monthly, that means the huge money or the huge players are turning the tide. We have to be very careful whenever we reach a top or like a resistance, because the larger trend is changing. So even if it break out, don't be too bullish. Always manage your risk right. So that's it for Ripple, and I'll go to the next session for Solana. See you there.